The thing that happens with Earth, the reason why it is so harsh, and there might be other planets as Earth-like that are also harsh. Like on Earth, we are very individual based, right? Our thoughts are your own, your body is your own.
Hmm.
Have your own free will, you have your own life. If you desire to make community, you have to work at making it. You have to work at getting along with people. You have to work at communicating with people. There's a lot of like hearsay. There's a lot of like underlining subtext, like all that shit, right? That's really
Hmm.
subtle. And there's a lot of violence, and human beings are just like, I mean, really, literally, I don't understand why we have not been like extinguished yet. We might be born somewhat clear of shit, but we are not good at the heart. Like we fall for violence. Basically, it's like most of Earth is very dense. The energy of people is just very dense. Like there's not a lot of evolution. What happens is like when you come onto this planet, the main reason why it is harsh is because you're alone. You might be born in another family, but you are alone. You're alone with your body, you're alone with your thoughts, you're alone with your decision that you make really honestly. You
Okay.
are one man's island. You can choose to bring
Individual.
other people onto your island and you can try to find and have your whole family around, like if you're even aware that it's a thing, but you are one man show, right? And what happened in this planet, what we don't realize is everything that we do has a ripple effect among so much. But what you can do is not be an asshole around the people that are around you, right? Like you can start with peace at home. You can start with peace within your own body, and then you can start with peace in your own home, and you peace in peace within your own community. Like it starts
Hmm.
like with a grain of salt, like the grain of sand, and then it builds a mountain. But people don't realize that they want like the whole thing, and so they do nothing, right? And so that's the harshness of Earth. The harshness of the Earth is the like to evolve out of this body and out of everything. You have to realize that the more you think individualistically, the less you grow. And that is the
Mm.
harsh piece on that. We are lonely human beings. We are lonely individuals. And the way to elevate is to realize that you can't do it alone. You just can't. You just can't. Community is the name of the game, right? And so it didn't used to be as harsh. Yeah, it was harsh like when prehistorical men like showed up and they were they had to battle like um predators and the whole thing. Yeah, I mean it was
Right.
harsh, but it's just kind of like survival, right? But they were in community. They told
Right.
stories, they hang out by the
Yes.
fire, they took care of fucking each other because they understood that I'm only as good as the weakest member of my family. And they had some sort of community and purpose as a togetherness. We've lost that. We have gone away from each other for so much.
Right.
And our devices have connected us more, but also made us like more distant because we hide behind a screen. So there's a lot of there. So Earth has a lot of challenges, right? And people confuse like, oh, well, I have to go back to the basic. I'm like, no, you can be like hooked to the internet. You can have social media. You can do all those things. But it's what you do with your energy towards others that matters, no matter what. If it's on a screen, if it's like within your own home, if it's like in your community, like do you go to the grocery store and bitch at the cashier because they take too long, or are you kind,
Yeah.
right? Do you
Hmm.
if you see like somebody like the carts that are laying in the parking lot, like do you take them back or do you just leave them where they are? Like, do you even put your own cart back? Or are you being an asshole and you leave it behind? Like, what do you do? If somebody can't reach something, do you stop and like reach it? If you know what I'm saying? It's like it's about like how are you looking outside of yourself?
Hmm.
And that is the big challenge of Earth. Is why Earth is harsh. It's because we are forced to do that and it does not come naturally. Because on other planets, the one at least I have seen, right? Like I haven't seen all of them. I'm sure it's not everywhere that, but there is communion. There's community. And the ones that I have seen is your thoughts are not your own. You do not have a way of hiding how you feel. You don't have a way of thinking for yourself. I mean, you can think for yourself, but everything that you think everybody catch. It's like it's telepathically. When you
Right.
communicate telepathically, the
There's a
truth is the truth.
yes, yes.
Language is incredibly primitive. Language is super primitive, right? And
Hmm.
animals are much more evolved than we are in many ways because they have sounds, but they don't have language, but they still survive in packs, most of them, right? And so in those planets that I have seen, It's this union
There's,
into, it's like all the souls, all the people that inhabited those bodies that I have seen, they move together. They are in union and communion, right? So they're working for the betterment of all souls, of all beings, and not just the one. And that's what makes it so harsh here, is because most people don't understand that. It's me, 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 me. What am I gonna get? How am I gonna get it? And how can I step on you in the process, right?
right.
So that's why it's harsh. It's really like the biggest lesson of humanity is to understand that you are not an individual, and that to have a better society, you have to take care of each other, and we don't get it. What's interesting is that human beings, we have made our lives so easy in so many ways. You can never leave your home. You pick up your phone, you can get food delivered, you can get entertainment. You really don't have to do fucking anything, right? But we always, if you look at the things that human beings try to do, they always try to put themselves into a place of lack of comfort. And the biggest game shows on TV, right? Like, I'm not a big reality TVs, but the one that are very popular are always the one when the individual is put into a situation that is so harsh that if they don't go ahead and rely on others, they fail,
Right.
right? Why is
Right.
that? Because that's Earth.
Yeah.
Like the big lesson is to understand community. It really truly is. And so that's why it's the harshest thing, is because that's the harshest thing for us to learn, because
Yeah.
we're so individualistic. And this is why societies that do not take care of the people fail.